Today I'm watching Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, Season 1, Episode 2. I've just started this new series. It's not going to be part of my regular lineup. I'll probably only put out a couple episodes a month, but let me know in the comments if you want to see more content like this. You can check out my reaction to the first episode, obviously, and I'm curious to see where this episode's going to go. I'm going to assume it's going to follow a very similar structure and format to the first episode with 5, mini stories, these reenactments about events that may or may not be true. Some have obviously been made up for the show, hence, the name of the title is Fact or Fiction. I only got 2 out of 5 right in the previous episode, so I'm hoping I can do a little bit better in this episode and figure out which ones are real. It's harder to tell than I thought it would be. I thought I would be a little bit better at this, but maybe as the show goes on, I'll be able to figure it out. And it's interesting the lengths that they go to create these fake stories. Like in the previous episode, they had these fake, police photos and fake police reenactments. So maybe too many details is what sets it off. I don't know. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting premise for the show. It definitely reminds me, of Unsolved Mysteries or Ripley's Believe It or Not, that type of style. And James Brolin is our host. I'm assuming he's going to host the entire season. Thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And check back often for more awesome content.
Of your experience and open your mind to things beyond belief.
And I was curious if the opening credits would be different, but they're the same.
Carving of a duck might really be another.
Why do you have the duck?
Carving of a rabbit.
What? Weird.
A disturbing piece of furniture, isn't it?
I wouldn't say. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's.
To even view it empty.
Piece of furniture. I've never thought about it like that. God.
In their downstairs parlor, usually with occupants. No big deal. Until the night of March 18th.
Nope, don't like where this is going at all.
Billy, so you get going.
He was fooling around in the coffins again.
Well,
I was not! Adam's lost his sense of humor.
Does anyone see my keys? Foster Funeral Home. I'm sorry, we're closed.
Mr. Foster, it's Beverly Hammond.
Just picks him up.
I can't come to the funeral tomorrow. I must see him tonight, please. It's very important. I have these.
This mysterious brown bag.
His wife's been looking for.
Why do you have them?
Yeah. Thank you, my boy. Thank you.
He's like, yeah, just chill alone with this body. No big deal. Nothing suspicious going on here. This guy in his paper bag. Oh, God.
Let somebody in after hours, okay? Hello? Come on, mister.
He's a ghost. No, he's a ghost. Check the registry.
Sir?
Was he Reginald? Dun 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 dun. Yep, it was him. Oh my god, came to his own funeral. He's like, I am adamant about these medals.
Why did the stranger appear to be the same man who was in the casket? Was there an identical twin involved that nobody knew about?
Ghosts?
He couldn't find peace until his mission was completed. Complete fiction or a strange truth?
I'm going with false. Going with false.
Al was tired and it was all I could do to keep his spirits up. Besides, we were about to get all of the excitement we could handle.
Ghost train? No one else is on the train either.
band leader?
Oh, Undertaker.
He's giving me like the Shining vibes. Yeah.
Excuse me, does this train go to Melrose?
This train goes nowhere.
Well, that's ominous. And super creepy. Oh, frick. Nightmare fuel. Oh my god. I'd be getting off at the next spot.
No, where are the signs to tell you which line you're on?
I don't know. A station, look.
And you're going right past it, bud.
Of course, there was no conductor anywhere. Every car was empty, and then without any—
Oh my god, that's terrifying. Oh my god.
Here.
Where?
Right here. I don't care what station this is.
We are getting off. Come on. Come on.
Are they gonna jump from the train? And even if it was an out-of-service train, that doesn't make sense why nobody would be on, like, the platforms.
Right back where we started?
We're good. Let's go home. Come on.
He's like, date night's over. We're done. Well, that's unsettling. Oh my gosh.
And then I remembered the key.
Wait, the key! The key!
Oh, the key.
It's like, now you tell me after I break my arm.
Coming back early, Mrs. Ewing would have surely died. I should have gone into the other room to help Al, but something caught my eye.
The man in the tuxedo? What? Is that what it's gonna be? That's my guess.
Mrs. Ewing. Who is this?
Why? That's Edward, my husband.
Oh, I got goosebumps. Ah.
He said he'd always watch over me.
I don't know. I don't know.
He said he'd never leave me.
With the train stuff, I was going towards fake, but now I want to say true.
Service trains, the test equipment, they don't stop at any station.
Yeah.
Could Ann and Al have gotten aboard one of those trains by mistake? But then, where did that other mysterious passenger come from?
I'm gonna say true.
Terrible dreams about a monster inside the closet in his room. My older children had no sympathy for Danny either.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh my god.
It's a question I ask myself.
Literally following him home. Jeez.
What could I possibly done?
This kid looks familiar, but yeah, I'm not placing him right now.
Shut the door. Love you, honey.
Excuse me, ma'am, that door is not closed. It's definitely open. Yep, and here comes the monster. Oh my god, Danny, you should have just run away.
Come here. Come here. Don't let him get you down.
I won't, Mother.
Okay, I love you.
Bye.
Poor kid. Yeah, even his like brother and sister being such jerks to him. Oh.
Afraid of monsters. But as painful as these memories were for Danny, he always knew there were worse moments to come. My older son, Brian.
Like a sprint home. What a jerk! Oh my god.
Get on! Open the door, Danny! I've got a key!
Yeah, his brother lives there. Like, he's gonna be able to get in.
Let's go, come on, you guys. Yeah, it's locked anyway. We almost got him. He's gotta go. I've had it with you guys!
Whoa, revenge!
Hey, watch out. The monster will get you! I'm not afraid of any of you! I'll take you all on!
Kid's got a mean swing. What a bunch of jerks. Oh my gosh. These guys suck. What? He disappeared? No way. No, I'm not. Nope.
I told you there's a monster in there.
And now it's a crime scene. Oh, this kid. Oh.
There's no way the kid could have gotten out of this closet except through the door.
Good police work, sir. Great job.
What do you want me to write in the report? That the kid was eaten by a monster?
Oh, and the trombone shot again. I'm saying fake. Fake all the way.
Oh, the cause of death was not from drowning.
How do you know?
We found no water in her lungs.
What was the cause of death?
Yeah, that would be pretty obvious. What's going on? Oh, okay.
The day of September 23rd, did you and the deceased go out on the boat?
I got rid of that.
Oh, he's seeing the evidence. He hit her on the head with the champagne bottle. He's losing it.
Mr. Miller?
They said they were celebrating.
Pardon?
Why?
There's our blunt force trauma. Yeah, he's obviously haunted. Like, I'm assuming that was her standing in the back of the courtroom.
Did you?
I could never do that.
Yep. She's like, I say otherwise. My ghost.
Unravel, Robert.
No, it's not. I won't let it.
Who are you talking to, Mr. Miller?
Your Honor, I request a recess. I must...
He knows he's losing it, yeah.
Order! Be protected!
I put an end to that, didn't I, Elizabeth?
Yep, you're on the stand there, buddy. Yeah, and I think trial's done.
We find the defendant, Robert Elgin Miller, not guilty by reason of insanity.
What? No way. Come on.
You will remain there until such time as you are deemed mentally competent. Bailiff?
I was thinking true, but for him to be not guilty? Okay, I'll stick with true. I'll stick with true. We'll see what happens.
You scared me.
Don't you knock? You're lucky I recognize that I shot you.
Oh my god, welcome home. Yikes.
Susie?
That's the worst coffee I ever tasted.
This guy is not very nice.
I'll show you too strong.
And now no one can have it.
We had to do the same thing for my dad.
Your dad died. I'm not dead yet.
Oh my god, Jesus, this guy.
You don't even like me, Grandpa. You have been nothing but mean to me since I walked through that door.
Well, then leave. Go on, get out.
Jeez, this is horrible.
I'm gonna go put the tractor in the barn.
Is that a euphemism?
I wasn't sure.
Julia?
Oh no. Oh gosh. That's gonna back down the hill. Oh god. This is taking a dark turn. Yeah, gravity. Oh no.
Julia!
Oh my god, this is horrible. Is he gonna miraculously start to walk again? Oh, the gravel. Ah. No! Oh god. Oh. I was like, is this gonna run him over now? Somehow his legs came back. Oh god, that took a grim turn.
Paralysis was only in his mind, and he could walk all along. Or perhaps this story never happened.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm leaning towards fake. I'm leaning towards fake.
Fact or fiction?
Okay, the first one I said was false.
Is truth stranger than fiction? Did a story like this really take place? Yes, it did.
What? Dang it.
What about the runaway subway train?
Excuse me, does this train go to Melrose?
This train goes nowhere.
I said this one was true.
Would it surprise you to learn that this story was inspired by an actual experience? It was.
Okay, good. I got one so far.
Story about the boy who feared the
fake. 10 out of 10 fake.
Told you there's a monster in there.
Could the idea for a story like this have come from a real-life event? Yes, it did.
No way.
What's your verdict on the defendant and the ghost he confronted in the courtroom?
I said this one was true.
Did this seem like a clever tale, crafted by the mind of a writer out to fool you? That's what it was.
No! Dang it.
Our last story tonight was about the stroke victim who left his wheelchair to save his granddaughter's life.
I said fake.
If you thought that story really happened, we got you.
Yes, I knew it.
Were you able to tell fact from fiction tonight? Our first 3 stories were inspired by fact.
The kid in the closet? Really? How did that happen? Well, I got 3 out of 5. I'm moving up slowly. All right.
Join us next time on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. This is Don LaFontaine.
Don LaFontaine. I just like the way he says his name. So that was my first time watching Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, Season 1, Episode 2. I got a little bit more right. I got 3 right out of 5 this time, so slowly getting a little bit better. I'm curious to see where things are gonna go. I'm very curious to find out how that boy in the closet disappearing, I'm gonna have to look that up, what true story that's based on, because that seemed so bizarre, so far-fetched, and especially a story that seemed like a trope, like, oh, there's a little kid who's got a monster in the closet, and that it was written from the perspective of the mom instead of like one of the main characters. Like, she was the one obviously seeing this, but not the little boy experiencing himself, where I feel like the other stories we had were like first-hand accounts, like them retelling what had happened to them. So yeah, and again, like the monster in the closet, I was like, there's no way this is like somebody wrote this, but apparently that was true. So yeah, I'm very curious to find out more about that. The funeral home one, the first one we had, I was like, I want to say it's true, but again, it almost seemed like a little too convenient, you know, with this war hero and his medals, and of course he's the one who shows up to bring himself his medals, and even his wife saying like, you know, if he wants something done, it's getting done and nothing's gonna stop him. So yeah, and his own ghost to show up at his own funeral or to bring him his medals was very bizarre. And you know, the kid like leaving him alone in there and writing the name of the deceased in the sign-in book, yeah, very bizarre. So like I said, I'm gonna have to do some research and find out more about the true stories. The fake ones, obviously, I'm not, you know, that was just made up for entertainment. For the second one with the subway ride, I was thinking, this is fake. They felt like they were kind of overacting. They were being very intense and very dramatic. And I mean, obviously it would be a terrifying situation for sure, but there just was things that felt out of place. Like no one else was on the platform. So it's like, even if they got on a train that was out of service, wouldn't there still be people on the platform? And again, they weren't really explaining anything. It was just a lot of them being scared on the train. So I was like, okay, this seems like it's lacking something. So I was thinking it was fake. And then obviously when we see them come back to the apartment and their neighbor, you know, has the gas running and the photo matched the guy on the train, I was like, okay, that tied things together, and that felt a little bit like there could be some truth to it, and that one was true as well, so I got that one right. But if it had just been the train, I was like, there's no way, like this seems super fake. The trial one, the ghost, you know, showing up in the courtroom, I was like, okay, that could be true. You know, he's haunted by this event. He obviously unalived somebody and is very traumatic. But then when he was not guilty of reason of insanity, from what I've seen from like true crime shows and stuff like that, it's very hard to prove reason of insanity. And especially considering he was obviously normal to, you know, go to trial. And I feel like that has to be done before you even go to trial. So if he was fit enough to go to trial in the first place, you can't kind of go back and then be like, oh, just kidding, I'm insane. So yeah, that, I mean, it's so hard to tell, because obviously I wouldn't think a boy disappearing in his closet would be real, but apparently that's true. So I had said that one was true and it turned out to be false. And then the last one with the grandpa, you know, suddenly getting his legs to work and be able to save his granddaughter. And even the host, you know, James Brolin, is like, yeah, we've heard, you know, mothers have feats of strength to save their children. I was like, yes, I've definitely heard about those, and those are true. And it's interesting how the host is kind of like baiting us, being like, oh, is it true? Is it not? Like, you know, he's not making it very obvious as to which ones are real and which ones are fake, which I think is good, because it would take away, you know, obviously from the story and take away some of that wonder that I think makes this show unique. And obviously we find out that one is fake as well, which I had suspected. I got that one right, that it wouldn't be very possible, like the physicality of it. And then like, well, maybe it was all in his head. And I was like, I don't think you would. That seems like a pretty extreme thing to, you know, think that your legs don't work, and they do. And yeah, the muscles obviously wouldn't be there. He wouldn't be able to get there in time. And the fact that he passed away like right after he saved her, like from a heart attack or whatever, like the exertion of him going out there and stopping this tractor on his own. And we see him like stumble the first few steps, and then he's like back to being, you know, running basically to save her. I'm like, what? And also his personality felt over the top. Like, I'm not saying he, you know, this character couldn't have been a grumpy old man, but it just felt like so, like, just over the head with it. Like, as soon as she walks in the door, he's rude to her, and for, like, no apparent reason. Like, there's nothing We don't find anything about their backstory. Like, you know, Julia had good memories of hanging out with her grandpa, and he's obviously could be, you know, mad about the stroke for sure, but he just is like, so like, I don't need you here, and just yelling at her the whole time. And it felt a little scripted. Like, it felt like we're trying to prove this guy is grumpy, and like, you know, his last act to be good is to save his granddaughter. So yeah, I feel like that was a bit of a giveaway, and it just seemed too like neat and tidy that that's how it would end. I think my favorite one was the courtroom one and the monster in the closet, even though I got the monster in the closet wrong, but I'm just like fascinated about how this could have happened. Like, there's obviously a missing person case out there for somebody, or maybe they've found him by now. I have no idea, because I know the show came out a while ago as well, but yeah, that just stumped me for sure. I totally thought that was fake. And I imagine a process for the show is to try and find these, you know, really bizarre stories that nobody would believe and put them in there to almost trick the audience, because obviously, you know, this is the setup of the show, that some of these are real and some of them are not. There hasn't been a ton of special effects or anything, which I'm not mad about. Like, I'm fine with that, and whether it was for a budget or who knows, but even when we have the ghost, she just looks like a regular person. Like, the audience knows this is the ghost because that's who they're on trial for the murder of, and when the boy disappears in the closet, we just see his clothes. You know, we don't see a sudden disappearance or anything like that. We do hear him yelling in the closet, but he also went in there joking, and I was like, okay, when is this joking going to become serious and they're going to need to help him? I thought he was going to come out of there and have like a scratch or something, and, you know, they would have thought the monster is real, but for him to disappear entirely is just terrifying. Like, what? Yeah, that one I'm stumped on for sure. And, you know, we have the tractor. Like, we don't see any of those things. Like, it's all very much implied that these are dangerous situations, and I'm assuming the show is only rated PG. Like, it's not rated anything crazy. And we have, you know, this guy in the tuxedo showing up on the train, and even when, you know, his wife is like, oh, he said he would always look out for me and he'd never leave me, and he's definitely reminding me of the bartender from The Shining a little bit. And, you know, the way his face was changing with the color as the lights were passing by on the windows, and nobody else was on the train, also just very bizarre. And like, it gave me goosebumps a little bit because it seems like realistic. If you take public transportation, it just seems terrifying. You know, the thought of a train taking off at high speeds like that and not being able to get off and just like feeling trapped, and the fact that it took you back to the exact same station also just so creepy. And again, the host being like, well, you know, sometimes there's trains in service. Like, it puts those little seeds of doubt into your brain and makes you try and think logically, and sometimes these situations are obviously, you know, supernatural and logic might not always apply. Overall, I enjoyed the episode. I'm looking forward to continuing the series, so thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. This mysterious brown bag. Are they gonna jump from the train? The man in the tuxedo? What? Is that what it's gonna be? That's my guess. They said they were celebrating, and now no one can have it. Is that a euphemism? Is he gonna miraculously start to walk again? Oh god, that took a grim turn. The kid in the closet? Really?